Four cops arrested in the Thoothukudi custodial death case and booked for murder. The High Court allows the CBCID to approach the Thoothukudi magistrate. Madras High Court orders protection for a woman constable who is an eyewitness in the Thoothukudi case. The judge to speak to the eyewitness over phone. Delhi to set up India's first plasma bank. Chief Minister Kejriwal appeals to the cured patients to donate plasma. Launches WhatsApp number for registration of the donors. The Mumbai civic body revises the COVID death data. In fact, 1,682 COVID deaths that occurred over the past 3 months have been added over the last 15 days. Half the population in the greater Mumbai region locked down again, even as the rest of India opens up. 7 out of 9 areas in Mumbai metropolitan region goes into the lockdown mode this week. Google temporarily blocks the access to 59 Chinese apps that were recently banned by the Indian government. Google says it will continue to review the Indian government order on these banned apps. And Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi asked to vacate the government bungalow in Delhi. The government cites repealed SPS cover as the reason, but sources say Priyanka might shift to Lucknow. We are making a start with some news that's breaking this minute. The latest update now coming in as far as the Thoothukudi custodial death case is concerned. A day after, woman constable narrated her ordeal to Mirror Now, stating that she is apprehensive of a backlash from her seniors. The court ordered action now. Speaking to Mirror Now, the eyewitness confirmed that she has been given protection now. Listen in to that exclusive conversation.
Hello? Judge பேசுனாங்களா மேடம்? ஜட்ஜ் பேசுனாங்களா?
ஆமாங்க சார்.
அவங்கள்ட்ட நாங்கள் இந்த இதெல்லாம் எடுத்து போட்டிருந்தோம், அந்த மாதிரி பாதுகாப்பு இன்னும் கொடுக்கலன்ட்டு. இன்னைக்கு மறுபடியும் மதுரை கோர்ட்டில் வந்து சொன்னாங்க அந்த மாதிரி உரிய பாதுகாப்பு வழங்கணும், இது லைக் இன்னும் சம்பளத்தோட லீவ்லாம் கொடுக்கணும்ட்டு. அதை பற்றி தான் சொன்னாங்களா மேடம்?
ஆமாங்க சார், எல்லாமே ரெடி பண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டாங்க சார்.
ரொம்ப நல்லது மேடம். பாதுகாப்பு கொடுத்துட்டாங்களா இப்போ? சரி, இப்போ உங்களுக்கு எந்த பிரச்சனையும் இல்லையே? ரைட் மேடம். வேற ஏதாவது வேணும், ஏதாவது கேட்குறீங்களா? அந்த அதிகாரிகிட்ட ஏதாவது தேவைப்படுங்களா அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது? ரைட் மேடம், ரைட் மேடம். தேங்க்யூ மேடம்.
Let me bring in my colleague Pramod Madhav, who is joining me live, who got us that exclusive conversation there. Pramod, we just heard that entire conversation that you had with the eyewitness in this case. Given the situation right now, she says that she has been given protection. When you were speaking to her, is there anything else that she was requiring at this point? Because she did, in our earlier conversation, say that she was scared of receiving a certain backlash from her seniors.
Well, we did speak to the witness yesterday and today, and we saw a different voice itself. Yesterday, when she spoke to us, she was completely shaken. She was afraid what's going to happen because she did not want her name to come out. That's what she actually requested the magistrate, and she was completely shocked to find out that everybody knows who she is currently and what she has given as information to the magistrate, which played a very crucial role in actually the court directing the CBCID to investigate the matter and leading to the arrest of 4 police officers, suspended police officers till now. And what happened is that, yes, the court has gone ahead and said she should be provided adequate protection. This was on Wednesday, and even that after that, yesterday, she did not get any protection. All she wanted was safety for herself and her husband, and making sure that no police officer will cause any hindrance to her work, because she has come forward, spoken against the department, and she has spoken on police brutality because she could not stay quiet after seeing what has happened to Jairaj and Benix. And after that, we all highlighted what exactly happened to her and how she was not given any protection. The court did take cognizance of it, and today the court made very sure that she will get protection, and that's the reason the judges spoke to her over the phone, and she has confirmed to us that she has been given protection. In fact, Sentry is also at her home currently, and she has been also given the required paid leave as well, and she seems content with it, and she has also said that if she needs anything, she will contact us.
All right, Pramod, request you to stay with us at this point. Let's get our viewers up to date with the latest updates now coming in, and this regarding the hearing that is taking place today as well. Now, the Madras High Court has ordered the protection of the woman constable who is the key eyewitness in the Thuthukudi custodial death case. The judge, in fact, spoke to the eyewitness over the phone and observed that paid leave should be also granted to her. The woman cop had alleged that she has witnessed the brute cops there torturing Jairaj and his son Benix to death. In further updates coming in regarding the latest, the Tamil Nadu CBCID has arrested 4 cops in the custodial death case of Jairaj and his son Benix. And in this, Inspector Sridhar has been arrested and charged with murder and also tampering of the evidence. Additionally, the Sub-Inspector Raghu Ganesh was arrested last evening, while the Sub-Inspector Balakrishnan and Constable Murugan was in fact arrested post-midnight. As far as the investigation goes, the CBCID has currently formed 12 special teams to investigate this case thoroughly.
So, இப்போ வந்து இதுக்கு தேவையான அளவுக்கு கடுமையான நடவடிக்கை எடுத்திருக்காங்க. அவங்க சொன்ன குற்றச்சாட்டை தாண்டி உண்மையான விஷயம் என்னவோ அதுக்கு யாரையும் காப்பாற்ற வேண்டிய அவசியம் எங்களுக்கு இல்லைங்கிறது இன்றைக்கி நிரூபணம் ஆயிடுச்சு. ஸோ அதனால் வந்து இதுக்கு மேலே இது வந்து எல்லாருக்குமே வந்து ஒரு செய்தி. இதுலேருந்து நம்ம எப்படி நடந்துக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு செய்தி. ஸோ ஒரு சில பேர் செய்கிற தவறுனால மொத்த காவல்துறையை வந்து தப்பு நம்ம சொல்ல முடியாது. உங்களுக்கே தெரியும்.
Let me go across to my colleague Pramod for further updates on the latest as far as the arrests are going at this point. Pramod, as far as the arrest is concerned, we're looking at several arrests that have been made in this case. If you can help us understand who all have been arrested, what are the charges that have been leveled against those who have been arrested in this case?
Certainly, as you might remember, on 22nd of June, it was Benix who passed away around 9:45 p.m. And on 23rd of June, around 10:40 a.m., his father, Jairaj, was also declared dead. Post which there was a huge outcry by public in Sathankulam, and this matter only came to light on Wednesday when everybody came to know that such an instance has occurred. And because of the public outcry and media bringing out what exactly has happened in Sathankulam, 2 police officials were transferred to AR. That was not enough. Actually, people and everyone came forward and they demanded justice, post which 2 sub-inspectors were suspended. That was Raghu Ganesh and Balasubramaniam, and the collector said that appropriate action will be taken. But even after that, for 6 days, no FIR was filed. It was the Madras High Court which actually intervened, made sure that a proper investigation would be done, amidst which the Chief Minister said that the case will be transferred to CBI. The court very categorically said that you cannot wait until CBI investigation begins, because it will take a long time, and by that time the evidences can be destroyed. So what happened is that as CBI, the court instructed CBCID to begin an investigation, which was day before yesterday, within 24 hours CBCID was able to actually collect reports and also to go through the magisterial report that was collected along with evidence, and they have arrested 4 officials, the suspended police officers. The first one is the inspector of Sathankulam police station, that is Sridhar. The second one is Raghu Ganesh, a sub-inspector who was arrested yesterday. The third one is in the sub-inspector Balasubramaniam, and the fourth one is head constable Murugan. And all have been charged with murder, section 302. And not just that, Inspector Sridhar has also been additionally charged for trying to tamper the evidence.
All right, Pramod, many thanks for joining us and giving us those details there. These are, of course, latest updates now coming in as far as the Thuthukudi custodial death case is concerned. Meanwhile, the DMK MP Kanimuri has slammed the Tamil Nadu government for delaying the arrests that have been made in the Thuthukudi case. She hoped that the state government doesn't interfere in the probe. Listen in to that reaction.
It's very, very, very delayed, this arrest, and filing of this section 302 also is very delayed. I think everybody has been saying this repeatedly from day one, and I don't understand what was the government's hesitation to do this. They've done it yesterday. They could have done it, much earlier, so that people will have faith in the system. Unfortunately, they've completely shaken people's faith in the government and in the system because of their delays. And can you ever imagine something like this happening anywhere, like threatening a judicial magistrate? And a police officer, she's worried because she's a witness. She's worried about the security of her family. So this kind of atmosphere is very unhealthy.
On to some news that's breaking this minute. Mirror now spoke to the Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia on his prediction of Delhi reaching the 5.5 lakh COVID cases mark by July. Recently, the Home Minister had said that he got involved in reviewing the COVID situation in the national capital after getting alarmed by the figure cited by Sisodia. Amit Shah had also said that Delhi will not touch that caseload by July end. Listen in to what Manish Sisodia had to say on that matter.
We have with us Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia to talk on this and the preparations in the national capital. Sir, we have seen the cases getting subsided in past few days. Your statement caused a sense of panic. This is what Home Minister Amit Shah says. How do you react to that?
I would react to this data was not mine. I gave the statement based on some data that was being projected on a Government of India website, which is created for this purpose. So this was Government of India's projection, which I shared with public. वो पब्लिक के साथ शेयर करना चाहिए था कि नहीं करना चाहिए था, इस पे दो ओपिनियन हो सकती हैं. गृह मंत्री जी का अपना ओपिनियन हो सकता है, मेरा अपना ओपिनियन है सर, हमारी सरकार का. हमें लगता है कि पब्लिक के साथ उस तरह के इन्फॉर्मेशन को शेयर करने से पब्लिक भी उसमें भागीदार बनती है कि हमें कितना अलर्ट रहना है, कितनी तैयारी, कहाँ चीज़ें पहुँच सकती हैं, और उससे आप पूरी दिल्ली को तैयार कर रहे होते हैं. इसमें केंद्र सरकार ने स्टेप इन किया. वी आर ग्रेटफुल टू देम कि उस वक्त सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरत थी हमें, और उन्होंने स्टेप इन किया. उन्होंने कोऑर्डिनेशन से लेके कुछ पीपीई किट्स, मास्क में आईटीबीपी का स्टाफ देने में, वहाँ 1000 बेड्स के लिए उन्होंने स्टाफ दिया है, रेलवे कोच देने में मदद की. ये अच्छी चीज़ें हैं. तो उससे दिल्ली सरकार को अपनी तैयारियाँ करने में काफ़ी मदद मिली. बहुत सारी संस्थाएँ आगे आईं, उनसे मदद मिली. तो अगर सिचुएशन को पब्लिक के साथ आप शेयर करते रहें, पब्लिक के साथ ट्रांसपेरेंसी बरतें, तो मुझे लगता है उसमें पब्लिक साथ देती है और ज़्यादा बेहतर से साथ देती है.
On to some other news that's breaking this minute. The review meeting on the COVID situation in Delhi NCR today to be chaired by Home Minister Amit Shah. Chief Ministers of Delhi, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana also to join via video conference. Home Minister Amit Shah had earlier sought a coordinated uniform strategy for the entire national capital region to fight the COVID situation. Let's shift our focus now, get you some more updates. This coming in from Mumbai, where the Mumbai civic body has now revised its numbers, and this is regarding the COVID death toll in the city. Now, 1,682 COVID deaths that occurred over the past 3 months have now been added in the last 15 days as hospitals failed to report the death to the BMC. In fact, this after the civic body is warning to all the hospitals to reconcile the death figures by June end. Let me bring in my colleague Disha, who's joining me live, getting us further updates on this. Disha, this has been a concerning trend. We have seen how several thousand deaths have went underreported. And after the Mumbai civic body made it clear, warned all the hospitals, now we are slowly looking at those numbers trickling in. What's the latest update? How many of these deaths still stand unreported?
Well, that's right, Apurva. As part of this entire reconciliation process, at least 1,682 old COVID deaths were added in the last 15 days in the total death tally. If you talk about all of these deaths, Apurva, that is 1,682 deaths, had taken place over the period of last 3 months, from March to the period of June. But these deaths were not at all reported by the hospitals to the death committee, and that is why nobody, even the BMC, did not know that these were the COVID deaths that were actually reported but not really mentioned at all. So here it's a massive concern, because if you talk about the figures here, let's just put this into perspective, Apurva. On June 15th, before the reconciliation process, the civic body had reported 2,248 deaths. So in the last 3 months, Mumbai had reported these many deaths. But after the reconciliation process that began on June 16th, on the first day itself, 862 old deaths were really added up, taking the total, figure to 3,165. And ever since then, Apurva, from June 16 to 1st of July, at least 1,682 previous deaths have been added, taking the total tally to 4,629. So you can see that how in the last 15 days the numbers have doubled up. And this BMC says that the number could even go higher because the reconciliation process is still underway. Many of the hospitals are yet to give their, old COVID death data to the BMC's death audit committee. So they do not really know that how far the figure could go. And these deaths, when they were underreported, BMC had no clue to what extent and what spread, this infection can be, with the case fatality really going up. So this is something that the BMC says they are observing very closely, monitoring very closely. They have asked all the hospitals to give this particular data at the earliest so that they can have one estimate figure of how many deaths have actually been reported here in the city of Mumbai.
All right, Disha, appreciate you joining us and giving us all those updates in this case. And with that, we are slipping to a very short break right here on Mirror Now. Stay with us. Welcome back. Let's get you more updates now. While the entire country is currently reeling under the COVID crisis, there are leaders from at least 3 of the states who could be seen openly flouting the social distancing norms and every aspect that has been put in place. Our elected representatives who are supposed to lead by example have been caught on camera disregarding the Prime Minister's Do Gaj Ki Duri appeal. We're going to be individually looking at all of these cases and see how the Netas, the elected representatives, are flouting the norms and putting several others at risk. The first violation there coming in from Bhopal, where instead of leading by example for our citizens, this is an example on how our elected representatives are making an absolute mockery of social distancing norms. The visuals on your screens there coming in are of a cabinet expansion ceremony that has been held in Bhopal. This comes even as the Prime Minister advocated for Do Gaj Ki Duri amid the pandemic in place. Let me bring in my colleague Govind, who's joining me on the phone line with further updates on this. Govind, how does one explain the visuals that you're seeing on your screens there? This is a cabinet expansion that we're looking at in Bhopal. Zero social distancing norms being followed. Many of them, these are elected representatives we are talking about, many of them not even wearing masks.
Yeah, absolutely. This picture is like the antagonistic claim of the government.
All right, we'll try and reconnect with Govind in just a bit, but look at those visuals that are coming in at this point in a clear mockery of the norms, the social distancing guidelines that have been put in place. The Prime Minister there has been appealing to people to maintain social distancing because we are still in the middle of a COVID situation, and hence it is extremely important for every single individual to follow the rules. And the Prime Minister's Do Gaj Ki Duri, which has been reiterated and appealed to several times. But those visuals that you're seeing on your screens there in Bhopal of a cabinet expansion is absolutely contradictory to what has been said and what has been asked to practice by every single individual. It looks like those netas who have been, who are asked to at least maintain the social distancing norms, who have to lead by example, are the ones who've been flouting all the rules that are put in place. We're getting more breaking updates coming in. This is yet another example of how netas are seen flouting the social distancing norm. This coming in from Bengaluru. Now, Congress leader DK Shivakumar was spotted violating the norms on multiple levels. DK Shivakumar, who was to take charge as the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee, was not wearing masks, not maintaining social distancing, and even went ahead to shake hands with other party workers there as well. Let me bring in my colleague Neha Ibale, who's joining me live with those updates. Neha, what kind of message does this really send across when our elected representatives, those in the position of power, those who are supposed to lead by example because they don't leave any chance to not preach to the general public, when they are seen openly violating every single social distancing norms that has been put in place, what is the message that has been sent across to the rest of the public?
Well, that's really, of course, a question that one must raise, because let's remember that at this event today, at the swearing-in ceremony of the Congress president, we're seeing how all the other party workers have, diligently maintained social distancing. They're all wearing the masks, and they're trying to ensure that they fall in line with the rules. But only the Congress president, DK Shivakumar, who's seen, without a mask on stage, who's seen interacting with, the other party workers without, really, of course, wearing the mask. And it's also, no hand hygiene has been maintained, like you rightly mentioned. So really, of course, brings us back to the question of leading by example, like you rightly said. So while on one hand, you have the government that's really, putting its best foot forward right now, that's actually struggling to, ensure that the spread is contained, that's urging people not to come out in large numbers and, to maintain social distancing. But on the other hand, you also have here a senior Congress leader like him flouting these rules blatantly out in the open.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Neha, many thanks for joining us and bringing us all those updates. On to some other news that's breaking this minute. News coming in of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh's visit to Leh being rescheduled at this point. The Defence Minister was scheduled to visit Leh tomorrow to review the security situation in the eastern Ladakh area in view of the Chinese aggression along the line of actual control. Let's shift our focus now, get you other updates coming in. The Indian Railways has finally taken its first formal step towards opening up its network to the private firms. Now, the Railways has invited proposal to operate a total of 151 modern trains on 109 pairs of routes. In fact, the project, which is set to break the Railways' long-standing monopoly in running rail services, will entail a private sector investment of about 30,000 crore rupees. This is the first initiative for private investment in running passenger trains on the Indian Railways network. More news that's breaking this minute. The Maharashtra Medical Education Minister Amit orders to form a task force in all the districts like the one in Mumbai. The task force will work to reduce the number of cases in the districts. The task force will also coordinate with the district administration for the COVID treatment. More news that's breaking this minute. The Mumbai Police has asked Sanjay Leela Bhansali to come to the police to record his statement this week, and this is in connection with Sushant Singh Rajput's death case. So that's the latest update now coming in at this point. The film director Sanjay Leela Bhansali there summoned in Sushant Singh Rajput death case. Let me go across to my colleague Sandhya Gora for those updates there. Sandhya, can you take us through more details coming in?
Yes, absolutely. Sanjay Leela Bhansali, the filmmaker Sanjay Leela Bhansali, has been called by the Mumbai Police to come to the police station and get his statement recorded. And this has to be done this week itself. That's what the Mumbai Police officers have to say. Now, in what capacity he has been called, why exactly his statement is required, what details about the whole incident or the case for that matter he has, whether or not police is looking at him as a witness, somebody who has some information or any other thing, that clarity is yet to be given by Mumbai Police. But as of now, the famous filmmaker is to appear in front of Bandra Police to record his statement.
All right, Sandhya, many thanks for joining us and bringing us those breaking updates. Let's get you some international updates now. Coming in a day after the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo welcomed India's decision to ban the Chinese app in the wake of the border tension between India and China, White House has now issued a statement slamming China over its aggressive stance with the neighboring countries. And on that note, it's a wrap on this edition of The Big Story. Updates continue right here on Mirror Now.